Scrappy peeps, it's Del from Inky Quill and I'm here with number 9, I think it's 9 of my Inky Q&A series where I answer questions you asked me about a year ago and we're just catching up with the questions. So today we're talking technology. I would probably get at least 3 to 5 questions a day on photo editing, photo printing, YouTube setup, filming, editing videos and all of that. So I'm going to try and cover as much of it as I can today without too many tangents, but you know what I'm like. So let's get started. First up, how do I decide what pictures to take? What pictures to put in my scrapbooks? I'm probably not the best person to ask this question to because I put in all the photos. Last year I had 7 Project Life albums, but it's Project Life and layouts. Remember that. It's still bad though, it's so many, and baby Toombs isn't even born yet. Well, he is now, but it's a lot of photos. So generally what I like to do is the way that I'll take this 2 ways. The way that I choose between what to include in a pocket page or what to do in a layout is if it's a photo that I either a photo with a lot of people in it that I want to keep big, or a special photo with someone, or a really cute photo, or just something that a photo that just makes me really happy, I will leave that for a layout, whereas the rest of them will go in my pocket Project Life pages. I also like to put in photos that capture just the routines. So many things change and you don't even realize it. Like Aaron and I went on a big, this is a silly example, but Aaron and I went on a croissant rampage, and for about 2 months we had croissants almost, not every day, but almost every second or third day, and we didn't realize at the time that we were binging on croissants, but looking back at it now, I was like, that was our croissant phase. Or even just photos that show the way your house is set up. So you might take a photo of a family member in your lounge room. Now Aaron and I move our furniture a lot. So we've got a 3-bedroom house. We've had our bedroom in 2 of the rooms. We've had our bedroom in the lounge room for a little while. And we just like to swap the furniture around all the time, so it's nice to capture those things. So I think any photos that make you happy, for starters, that capture a routine or like a special place or a special thing that you always do, so it could be your favorite meal or the front of your house, anything like that, I think it's important to include in your scrapping. Things I tend to make photos that aren't like a favorite meal or something that isn't as important as someone's face. I tend to make those photos smaller as well, so I can print more and include more in my Project Life, but so they're still in there, they're just not as big and giant. Next up, camera. So I take all of my photos on my iPhone, on my 6 Plus. It's due for an upgrade very soon, but I don't use a camera to take photos. I might when baby Toombs is born, but yeah, I take all my photos on my iPhone, and I will do a video more on editing. It might already be up by now, who knows. But I usually just use either the iPhone editing app so if you click on a photo, you can go edit and it brings up lightness, brightness, saturation, just basic things like that. Or I use Instagram or what's the other one? Adorable. I like Adorable, or Project Life app. So I will do a better video on editing because there's a lot of tips and tricks, but usually I just up the brightness, up the saturation, down the shadows, up the black point, and that's about it. I don't really do too much editing. Next up, photo printing. So I will have a video as well comparing the PictureMate and the Selfie. I have both of those printers. The Picturemate frustrated me because Australia stopped stocking the ink at Officeworks because we're difficult here. So the only way you can get ink is online, and that made me really frustrated when I felt like scrapping and then I realized I didn't have ink. So Aaron bought me the Selfie for was it for my birthday or Christmas? One or the other. And I do like the Selfie a lot because you can print wirelessly from your phone, which works well for me because I take all my photos on my phone, so there's not that fussing around, whereas with the Picturemate I had to put them on the computer, plug the printer in the computer and go that way. I know there is a Bluetooth element to it, but I'm not sure if we can get it here in Oz or where to get it. I don't really know. But yes, I will do a video more on printers, but I use my Canon Selfie for all my printing. Next up, okay, YouTubing and process videos. Now, I knew nothing when I started YouTube. I'm really lucky in that Aaron is in he's in IT, so he's a web developer. He's done video editing, he's done animation, he's done all of those things that really help to know. So I use programs that are a bit more pricey and sophisticated because Aaron needs them for work, which is lucky. But I can't give you advice on like Movie Maker. I've never used Movie Maker, or the YouTube movie editor. I don't know anything about those, sorry. So I think someone, Angela's asked the easiest way to get started. Just use your phone. See if you can come up with a way to, you can buy these really great, it's like I guess you'd still call it a tripod. Oh my gosh, you should see. Hang on, I've just got to show you Poppet for a second. Poppies, are you keeping Mum company while I film? Oh, you're so fat and squishy. You're so cute. Yep. Ah, too zoomed in. No one wants to see that. Okay. Are we in focus? Are we in focus? I think we are. Right. So I would say if you want to get started, you can pick up a lot of great phone tripod kind of things where they clip around your phone, and then there's a big long cord and it has a clip on the end. So you might be able to clip it to above your desk or somewhere where you can just balance your phone and it can look down at your space. Also have a look at Movie Maker, have a look at the YouTube one. I can't really give advice on them though because I don't use them. I use a program called Final Cut Pro, which is pricey and complicated, and Aaron used to edit all my videos up until about probably a year ago by the time you're watching this, and then he taught me how to edit them myself. So yes, so get started on that. You don't need expensive studio lights. I have studio lights that I got I think for about $70 off eBay, but that's only because I was doing a regular thing, and the lighting in my house is shocking. But all you really need is you might want a desk light just to give yourself a bit more added light if you're not near a window, and just go for it. Just have a go. And what I would do is I would start out, if I could do it all again, because I have got social phobia and generalized anxiety, and so it's scary to film stuff to put out there to the world. So what I'd do is, if I would just set your camera up, try and forget about it and just scrap. Don't have the intention that this is going to be my first video, this is going to be the video that everyone judges me on, this is going to be the video that I open up to the world, and this is where I start. Doesn't matter. Pop your camera on, do some scrapping just to get a hang of the camera being there, because you do have to keep in mind where your layout is, where your head goes, and that you're all in frame. So just film yourself scrapping and then delete it. Delete that one. And then film yourself scrapping again if you want. Delete it. No one has to know that it wasn't your very first time having, oh, I got the hiccups, sorry. It wasn't the very first time having the camera on when you do your first layout. So that's what I would suggest. I've also found that people tend to like voiceovers more than music, and I know I'm definitely, if it's a video with music, even if it's someone that I love, I won't watch it. I get too bored, not bored, but I get too, you know what my mind's like, I'm a squirrel. I get too distracted, and I'll just fast forward to the end of the video. So voiceovers are good. You can record those, I think, on your via Movie Maker possibly. So that's where I hope that helps with starting out. Let's see. So Aaron made me a new tripod. He's got a video over on his channel called Inky Beard, which shows my tripod and setup of how I film. So you can have a look there to see what it looks like. And I have my desk, my camera goes behind it, my 2 studio lights go either side, and I sit and scrap here. It's taken me a while to get that set up. It is sometimes cumbersome with the studio lights because they are quite big, but they make so much difference. Like if you look at have a look at my first few videos. If you're wanting to start off on YouTube, it will make you feel a lot better because they're not great. I'm so monotone in my voiceovers because I was so shy to show the world the real Adele and how she's a little bit crazy at times. But they're very flat. And I think I start off my first one with like, hi guys. So today I'm going to be, I'm not, what up Scrappy peeps? I'm not my true Adele form. So yeah, I think lighting is important, but there's also, see, when I edit my videos, I edit every not frame, but every section of the video. So my videos might go for 10 minutes, but in that there could be 9 upwards to 15 different videos that I've merged together, because I pause it when I do things like gluing or change a card or something like that, and I have to edit the saturation and the lighting and the contrast for each of those and then merge them together to make them look a bit more seamless or a bit not too choppy. So it does take a while, but just a few basic videos, just turn the camera on and get started. Next question. So I use my Canon G7X camera, which is my new camera for filming. It's expensive. It was about $900 here in Oz, but I figure it's made me be able to film pregnant pretty much, because I'll put a picture in here if I remember, but the camera viewfinder tilts up, so I can have my camera plugged in facing down and then tilt the camera viewfinder up so I can see the picture while I'm sitting. Whereas before I just had I had a Samsung Galaxy camera and the screen was on top, so I would have to stand up and watch through there. And I've had pregnancy complications, which has meant that I haven't been able to stand for long periods of time, which was making my videos suffer because I couldn't film. So in a way it helped that, definitely, but it also helped the quality. It's just a better camera, it really is. And Aaron uses it too, and we use it for Mr. and Mrs. Rad, our vlog channel, so it's getting used every single day. So it was an expensive but worthy purchase for me. I would start off, if I was you, with just your iPad, your smartphone, any camera that you've got. You don't need expensive cameras to start off with. I used to film on, actually I've always filmed on my Samsung Galaxy camera because that was the camera I've got, and I fill up my iPhone too quickly with memory, so there's never enough space. But yes, so you don't need an expensive camera. I really love this camera though. If you are looking for purchasing one, it's amazing.